Any questions or discussions? None. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Second item on your agenda is special presentation, but we've had a little, had to have a change of plans. A couple of the officers could not be here tonight for that award presentation, so we will do that at the next meeting if everyone can be here. So that's that change in that. The third item on the agenda is Resolution 23-583. Resolution authorizing the budget appropriation for financial aid to public service, nonprofit, and charitable organizations for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Roll call vote.
Alderman Boyd,
Yes.
Cut it off.
Alderman Jones,
Yes.
Alderman McBride,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Officer,
Yes.
Alderman Payne,
Yes.
Alderman Young,
Yes.
Mayor Lowry,
Yes.
motion carries.
You cut it off. We'll figure out what that is. We can't function. It didn't do this last time. We'll find out. Item number 4, approve the city recorder's financial reports.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on that? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. That's me moving. Who's moving? I'm trying to figure out what that is. Y'all are kind of crazy about feedback and sound, and I know we're going live, and I apologize to everyone that is watching live. We'll get it worked on. That's a pet peeve of mine, and I'm sorry for the feedback. Under purchasing, number 5, authorize a solicitation of bids for 300 horsepower high service pump at the water plant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Dillard, you can answer them if there is any. It's definitely needed. We had a meeting today, and it is definitely needed. Roll call vote. Oh, no, motion to approve. A motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Item number 6, authorize a solicitation of bids for resealing the tennis courts at North Carter Park.
Motion.
Motion and a second. Any questions, one or comments? I do, Willard, want to mention that we include the pickleball striping in that as well. So the tennis and the pickleball at the same time.
That's the way we had it did last time, to
Right.
stripe the tennis lines and the pickleball court.
Okay.
Is
Good
that
deal.
just the tennis court or doing the ball, the basketball?
They're going to the basketball court as well. Everything that's up there to reseal, we were going to do both courts.
Okay, good.
And I think it's just the time frame that we had, the constraints of the time last time is why we didn't get any bids.
Okay. Good deal. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? None opposed. Item number 7, the solicitation of bids for the purchase of 6 street light poles and LED lights.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions?
Whereabouts are these going?
Belva, if you'll step up and answer that. Or
I'm sorry?
Tanya might could.
Whereabouts are they going?
They're going, they'll bring the LED to the decorative lights on the square.
Okay.
It's all we like, having the east side to the decorative lights done
On that end?
on that end. It'll finish up the whole east side to the decorative lights.
Okay, thank
Any-
you.
Any more questions? All in, we've got a motion and a second, right? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I'd like to suspend the meeting of the Board of Mayor and Alderman at this time and convene as a beer board, and we have one application up for an on-premises beer permit for Casa Luna at 184 Church Hill Drive in Sparta, Tennessee. And I will turn the meeting over to Vice Mayor Officer.
Hey, I'm always the one. So, it's important to us as a board that we know everybody that's selling beer has been properly trained and not selling to minors.
Right.
So what do you have in place that will assure that you will not sell to a minor?
Well, of course, you know, we're gonna check ID for anyone that does wanna purchase, and any of the servers that are under the age of 18, they're not allowed to ID, ring in, carry out, or clean up. So it's always gonna be someone 18 or above, and it's something that we've gone over, like, as a company, I guess you can say, in whole, that, you know, you can't go based off of looks, since it's the state law, we're gonna ID everyone regardless.
As long as you follow that, everything will be fine.
Right.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the board? We need a roll call vote for that or not? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I will close the beer board down and return back, reconvene as a board of mayor and alderman. Next item on the agenda, miscellaneous. 8, department head reports. You'll see that list that you got from your packet earlier. And if you have any questions for electric department, right now's the time.
Hey, what caused our outage? Yeah,
It was a squirrel shot a fuse. You heard the loud, Judy texted me and says, I heard a boom, I don't have any power. Yeah, they get up there right now, they're bad. That's Travis and them, they had an issue at his,
Yeah, I wondered if you ever figured out what.
Yeah,
what
that's
done
what
that, 'cause they
shot
put
the
them
fuse
after
in it.
where the boom come from, and I said, oh no, I thought it was a car backfired.
yeah. Right now they're running up there and all it takes is them crossing the wrong path, and we're getting lots of them that are really electrocuted, so,
Emma got some pictures.
yeah, yeah. But right now it's just a bad time, they're running loose.
You know, just for public record and notice that it was, you know, when I talked to you that morning, whenever it was, I said, well, Travis heard a loud boom. That directed them into go to that area, because a lot of times it's
Yeah.
a question on where we're at, so.
Who heard the boom? Yeah, we know where you're out, we just don't know where.
I think
Which
that
transformer
got about
shot?
everybody though, didn't it?
Yeah, it got,
'Cause
Well,
there was an issue with that, so.
there was an issue on that one, because when we're working on the lines, on the live lines, we have to, for safety reasons, push it back to a one shot, which means when one interruption hits it, it's not gonna reset itself and isolate it, it's gonna kill it, so in case it's a person that's messed up, it won't keep hitting at them to, you know, so the one shot, that's why at that time when that one happened, the 2 circuits were out, cause it was on the one shot. But we do that, we reset it back then, so you would have necessarily, only you would have been out, but the rest of them would have just got a flicker, had it not been for that.
Yeah, so, and that's a good safety thing to know. All right, fire department. Any questions about fire department? Police department. Any hard questions for Nick tonight? We'll report that Austin McCoy is still in field training, and he'll be going to the academy in the near future. Public Works. Dillard and crew have been quite busy.
Dillard, have they started paving yet? No. When are they supposed to do that?
I have to check with them, because all last week they were letting it pay, with
Okay.
Did Rogers Group have to pay, like in the county side of the Old Smith Highway, because their trucks had wore it out?
I know that the county was using Rogers Group this year. They were trying to get them and us at the same time, so they've probably been paving out in the county at this time.
I just saw a bunch of them going down through there.
Yeah, well, they have a plant out there, an asphalt plant, so they'll, when they're paving in this area, they'll start it up. Otherwise, they'll get it out of Baxter.
Thank you, Dillard. Any more questions for Dillard?
I rode over to the pavilion on North Carter. It really looks good what you folks got done over there.
Yeah, we got our electrical
Looked like
inspection.
you're about to get it finished, other than maybe
Right,
lights and
We got
water.
our electrical inspection this week, so we'll start covering the ceiling and the walls up. And, after that, put the toilets and light fixtures in, we'll be finished.
Yeah, looks
Tables.
good.
For codes, anything going on with codes? Quick update, Burger King's underway, you've seen that. It's quite a big, tall Burger King, people are saying. But hey, have it your way, right? Oh, goodness. And, Del Toro Circle and Circle K coming across from the bank at the old, US Bank building. Any questions for codes? None? Any questions for, city administrator? Any questions at all? You want any updates or say anything about anything? Been awful quiet. All right. Any new business? Number 9, any new business that the board needs to bring forward? Microphone checks. No new business, unfinished or old business? It's kind of under, I've got one that we need to solicit bids for, and it could fit under new or old. We've talked about this before, but it's just now coming into play we need to camera a lot of our sewer lines, so we can get some more of these things repaired. We've got the smoke testing done. Did you get that report today? The smoke testing, he's supposed to send that. Anyway, smoke test reports, and then we're gonna, look at, closed circuit some of the sewer lines and see what we need to repair on that and continue moving forward with that. But we need to take bids for that so they can get that started.
So moved.
So motion and a second. Any questions or comments? We've discussed that before, and it just, we've got to take bids on it. All right, motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any more old or unfinished business from anyone? All right, at this time we have citizen comments, 3-minute limit for anyone wishing to address us.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the Board of Aldermen. My name's Christopher Sapp. I appear before you as an aggrieved citizen this evening in relation to an incident that happened middle of last month. As you know, there was a food truck called Top of the Hill that opened up. She was cited by codes for 2 things. I don't have a problem with the codes man, he's just doing his job. What I have a problem with is the underlying city ordinance that purports to delegate improperly the authority of this board to a non-government entity. This lady's setup was properly permitted, from what I understand, and was at Positive Connection, leasing the parking lot or renting the parking lot from that proprietor, that business owner. Part of that, she had connected a electrical distribution line, a commercial grade one, similar to what the fair has whenever those food trucks come to our county fair. Problem is she was cited for being hooked up to electrical, and the confusion, I think, has to do with the definition in the code, and it says under City Code 9-6, 9-903, no, forgive me, 901, talks about self-contained with respect to water, wastewater, power, utilities. It's describing the food truck. But there's nothing in this right here that says that she can't draw power from her landlord. If I rent my parking lot out, I can include water and power as part of my lot rent if I wanted to. If I was to go to an apartment complex, the same thing can be included. There's nothing that says this food truck cannot, on private property, draw water and electricity from her landlord. She was cited for that, and she was also cited because she did not obtain written permission from competitors across the street. And this is really where I have a lot of umbrage at with, and I think that you guys really need to consider this. It's an improper delegation of authority that is not permissible in law to delegate the authority and the decision-making ability of this body to a non-government entity, and to leave to the whim and caprice of a potential competitor whether or not you're going to open or not. My Casalino just came in here and asked you guys for permission to open or to have a beer permit. She didn't come and ask me. Now, I don't have a problem with it because she's my neighbor. And I want her to be successful because a rising tide floats all boats. So similarly, in Sparta, we need more food choices. This ordinance has got a lot of flaws in it. It says, one of the other things that it has in there too is that she cannot operate between 11 and 6 o'clock in the morning. And frankly, if this lady decides that she can make a living selling chocolate-covered pickled pig's feet at 2:30 in the morning to Officer Dunn and his folks, or whatever, she should be able to she should have the liberty and the freedom to do that. And if I, as a consumer, want to go out and buy chocolate-covered pickled pig's feet at 2:30 in the morning, that's my business. And it's not anybody's business here to tell her whether she can or she can't do that.
You got 1 minute, Chris.
I appreciate that, Mayor. Thank you very much. So I think there needs to be some more discussion on this as to what the appropriateness of the operating hours are, the operating distance from other competitors, whether she has to get a letter of permission. I think that it's unlawful. I think that it could be challenged in court, and it's on very tenuous ground. And I move that you guys strike this. This woman is losing money every day that she's not located where she was previously. She provides tax revenue for this city. She provides a service to the community. And my problem is I've got to travel farther or to a different location to get my breakfast right now. And I'm aggrieved because I'm hungry. So I'm going to ask you guys to strike this portion of the code, to rewrite it. I've had some conversations with the mayor about that, and I think that this board needs to readdress this food truck policy and ordinances. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Chris. Any other citizens like to discuss or speak to the board? I see none. It's at this time, number 12, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? None. Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Thank y'all for being here. Need that? I just needed it.
No.